Ghost stories from a seer. Spirit stories. The sinister smile. Ooh! In high school, I was staying the night at a friend's house. In the upstairs of their home, they did a lot of elderly home care, and they had rooms set up for elderly people to come in, and they would take care of them until they passed. My friend's bedroom was downstairs in the basement. It was afternoon, and we were like, let's just kind of hang out, and he was on his bottom bunk, and I was on the top bunk, and I started to get a little sleepy. I started to get the feeling that I was being watched. So what do? You do what every single kid does when they're afraid. You pull the covers up over your head. That didn't help because it rarely does, and I still felt like I was being watched. I asked my friend if he was feeling or seeing anything, but unfortunately, he had fallen asleep. Out of nowhere, I started to see a face kind of in the back of my mind, and I wasn't looking at anything. My head was like, underneath the covers, but I could see a face very, very clearly, and it was at the bottom of the bed, and it was holding onto the railing like this with its face really close. Hoping that it was just my imagination, I removed the covers and looked down towards my feet at the bottom of the bed. And then I saw her. An elderly woman holding onto the railings just like this with her face forward with a great big smile. And in that moment, I lost my mind. I hid back underneath the covers and was like, Kimo, this is just in your mind. There's no way any of this is real. And then the cover moved. Once again, I look, and now she's over the railing like this with her head and this great big smile. So what does a normal teenager do when they're terrified and they're hiding underneath their covers? They jump in bed with their friend. Now this visual haunted me for a very, very long time. But it was also because I was keenly aware that I could see, but I was hiding everything. And I was making the choice to only allow my ability to see to manifest through some kind of trauma or pain or fear. There are so many people who have the gift of sight, but they keep everything locked away or turned down because of how much fear we have when we see them. Going back into my timeline, I'm able to make amends with this spirit energy. I can see where she was connected, the bed that she was sleeping in, and what was happening at the time. And I no longer hide in my covers.